Okay, so Fed and Fit recipes are loaded into Real Plans. These are one of my partners, but I also use it as a consumer client. It allows me to meal plan throughout the week, but it's a very special system. I'm going to walk you through how I made my plan. Okay, so first we're going to go over here to settings. And I will, oh, that doesn't show anything. It doesn't show anything secret. Okay, options. You can see that my most popular store is H-E-B. I also go to Whole Foods a lot. I like measurements in US. Scale, I'm in Central Standard Time. And then I'm going to click over here to my meal plan. And this is where things get really, really awesome. So I can pick a pretty generic one. So I use Paleo Primal Dairy, meaning that I will eat dairy. You can also choose straight up Paleo, AIP. You can also choose vegetarian, pescatarian, GAPS, keto, really low carb, or just a traditional gluten-free, dairy-free, yada yada. So I choose Paleo Primal Dairy as my starting point. And so from here, these groups are already excluded because of Paleo Primal with dairy. So that means legumes are out, refined sugar, peanuts, corn, yada yada. These are the things that my little system does not tolerate. However, if somebody in your family loves rice and you prefer to have that or beans in your diet, you can click on it and add it over into the include group. And that is pretty dang cool. So for example, potatoes were over here, but I eat potatoes, so I moved them over to the include group. And what that means is it'll pull from recipes that have all of these ingredients, but not recipes that have. You can also search for very specific ingredients. So watermelon vodka is preloaded, that's funny. But you can search for very specific ones. If you really don't like tomatoes, your family hates tomatoes, you can add that in to exclude. Then we're going to click next once that's saved. And now this is my main filter. Every time you see green means that I want it to populate a recipe for that breakfast on that day or that dinner.
And in case you need a puppy break, here's this muffin. Hi, everybody. I love my mama. I just gave him a piece of a cookie. You need a cutest.
Okay, back to Real Plans. Gus is riveted. He's on the edge of his seat. So what I've done is I want a breakfast for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I left Monday off because I usually have leftovers from the weekend. I turn lunch off on all of these because I like to eat leftovers for lunch. You can turn them on if you'd prefer a recipe. And then I clicked on for this particular week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Wednesday I've clicked off because I made plans. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we usually do dinner with family and friends. But we're definitely going to be home on these days. And I might, if we wind up home on the other ones, I'll probably just do leftovers. And just to make a change, let's just go ahead and add that lunch in right there. We'll click next. And I'm going to say go ahead and overwrite my entire plan, or you can just say update my future plan, whichever one you like. I like the big old plan to be updated. And then I'm going to say view my updated plan. Wait for it. And this is what the plan looks like. So Real Plans will populate these recipes for you. They pull them from their huge bank of Real Plan recipes and any person that you subscribe to. I'm a person you can subscribe to, Julie Bauer over at PaleoMG. Now, it gets even cooler. So these are just a starting point. If you would rather just plug and chug and say, yep, I'm good with that, then you can keep it. Or you can move things around. Or my personal favorite is to come up here to recipe box, and then I'm going to search for the recipes that I want to make this week. And I'm over here, I've clicked onto PaleoMG, my girl Julie's page, and I see this easy delicious breakfast hash is one of her recipes loaded in here. I know I want to make that this week. So I'm going to click on a date. Let's say Tuesday for breakfast schedule. And it's going to tell you go to meal planner or stay in recipe box. I want to stay in recipe box because I want to keep browsing, and I'm going to keep browsing. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to unclick Julie, and I want to see Fed and Fit recipes. And I have filtered my diet, so that's my restrictions, and I want to see breakfast recipes, and I really want to make this Clean Start breakfast casserole, and I want to make it on Wednesday for breakfast schedule. And then I've unclicked breakfast because I want to see my other Fed and Fit recipes in here. And I really want to make this Mongolian beef this week. Austin, my husband, loves it. I'm going to click on Thursday the 21st and schedule that for dinner. And every single one, almost every single one of the recipes on my website, you can find here loaded into Real Plans, and I'll show you why that's really powerful later on. But you can also search and you can say, well, I'm actually looking for a soup or just a breakfast. And it's such a handy way to just browse. So let's say I just browse breakfast, bison plantain breakfast bowl, sign me up. Gus is all about it. Okay, so now here's my populated meal plan. Gus, don't know what he wants. I have already started to clean it up, but you can see that I have their old recipes in here. I'm just gonna drag it and move it into the trash. And let's say, are you hearing this? Let's say I've changed my mind and I don't want lunch on that day, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drag those over and delete the enchiladas. That sounds delicious. So this looks good to me. I'm so excited about this meal plan. I'm gonna have breakfast hash on Tuesday, clean start breakfast casserole on Wednesday. That's gonna make leftovers for me to enjoy Thursday, and Friday we'll do bison bowls, and then we'll have chorizo burgers, and then yada, yada, yada. Now, it gets even cooler, but wait, there's more. So I'm gonna click on shopping list. This shopping list just populated everything, including it consolidated all the ingredients I need for those recipes and organized into produce, eggs. I mean, all of these things are consolidated. And don't worry, it gets even cooler. So let's say I want to a custom date range. So that was for 4 days worth at home, and I prefer to break my grocery shopping up into 2 days. So I'm gonna say Monday through Wednesday. Give me those groceries. Now it has summarized it into what I need just for those days. Not to mention, if I click timeline, it will also tell me, wait for it. So here's my timeline. It has automatically pulled this, and it says when to defrost the bacon and ground beef if frozen, when to, let's see, prepare the breakfast hash, defrost the spinach if frozen. And then, of course, you can filter by, let's see, I just want to know what I need to do for these burgers. Okay, defrost and then prepare. Easy peasy. So tonight I'm making the chorizo burgers with pan-fried sweet potato fries. Sounds delicious. It's Julie's recipe, and I clicked on it. Here's the ingredients. There are the directions, publisher's note, bing, bang, boom. Nutrition information? What?